Hello everyone and welcome back to GGReemie episode 3. Today we are being joined by MarsFartz, one of my favorite streamer friends, and this conversation was very insightful. You definitely will get to know a lot more about MarsFartz and maybe even find out what our favorite ice shapes are. It was a very interesting turn for the conversation, but it was definitely so much fun to have her on my podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying all the other episodes. Be sure to check out all our socials. They are linked in the description box below because we do other like little short videos from the podcast that I think you guys will definitely enjoy. And don't forget to listen to the show on either YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. And without further ado, let's get right into the show. Hey, Gigi. Hello everyone and welcome to GGReemie episode 3. And today we have our lovely guest, Miss MarsFartz, one of my favorite streamers. Hello, Mars.
Hello.
How are you doing? Yes. You know, I'm always watching your streams and just chatting along with you. I absolutely, anytime you're on like either TikTok, Twitch, wherever, I'm like, let me go see what Mars is doing.
You're very sweet and very supportive. Thank you.
So, how are you doing today?
I am wonderful. I am excited to be here. I apologize for my cough.
Oh, you're fine.
But yes, I'm excited to be here. I have a lot of social anxiety, so I apologize if I like pause sometimes and freak out and just like forget what to say. And
you're fine. It's okay.
I don't know why it's harder. Streaming is like easier than talking directly to another person.
Yeah,
this is like scary
because it's kind of like you have a bunch of other people to like filler it out. Like they're talking to themselves, and you're just like looking down. And you like join in on the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand a lot of that. Sometimes I get a little nervous like streaming because a conversation will be going on and I join in and then my mind goes blank and I'm like, yeah, back to the game. And I'm like, I probably should have said more. I just kind of like cut off the conversation. So I completely understand.
I hate when you like think of what you like a good thing to say, but like 5 minutes later, and it's like, damn, I should have said that. Would have been so funny.
I probably would still say, like, oh yeah, I remember.
5 minutes later, yeah.
And they're like, we're already on another conversation.
You know what? Yeah, bring the conversation back.
By the way, so let's get started on. I would just want to give like a brief rundown on like how I found you.
Oh yeah.
Well, not found, like, because you weren't lost, but how I discovered you.
I was little.
I was scrolling as I do on TikTok, and I saw one of your TikTok videos. I was about to say live streams. Your TikTok videos, and you were just talking about like how sometimes people can be mean to you on Twitch, and I was like, she looks like she's nice. Don't ever let these people play with you. And I'm like, I don't know why. It made me so mad. I'm like, I'm gonna go follow her on Twitch and tell her she looks nice. And so that's kind of how my eye is so itchy right now. That's kind of how like it got started. And it blossomed into me just enjoying your streams and everything. And here we are today.
Yeah, that's so exciting how like one video can come across like your For You page and like introduce you to so many different people. Because you never know what you post is going to resonate with who, or like what comment you say someone's going to relate to. But there's always an audience out there for whatever you're putting out, which is so cool. That's like something that I've learned along the way. Like even when I'm like making a crappy video, like there's gonna be one person out there that's like, hey, this is cool. Like I like what they're talking about.
There's always something for somebody out there. So speaking on like that TikTok video, how did you get started with streaming and content creating?
So I started, I believe it was like May of 2023. And I think I had just finished like doing a podcast with a friend. And I was just trying to figure out like where I fit into the social media realm
Mm-hmm.
because there were so many, like, there's like, long form content, short form content, streaming, and like nothing felt natural to me. But then I don't really remember how I learned about streaming, but I was not a gamer before and I did not watch live streamers before at all. Yeah, I didn't know anything. I didn't even realize that like streaming entitled so much community. Like I didn't think I would make connections like that. I thought it was kind of more of a one-way street, how like YouTube is, where
Mm-hmm.
these creators put out content and then we just kind of give our opinion and we follow them if we like their personality. But streaming is a lot more one-on-one sometimes. And yeah, so I started streaming on Twitch, and I didn't really post too much on TikTok. I posted like some clips here and there, but all very poorly edited, very bad quality, like videos that just don't make sense to anyone else because I didn't know how to like tell a story in a video yet. But I just kept putting things out there to see what would work. And then around August was where that incident happened, where I had like a group of people come into my chat, like just a bunch of hate messages. And I was streaming. I didn't have anyone in my chat. I think I had one friend in my chat at the time. I think that was like the rare moment where one of my friends would come and like, drop in. And so they kind of defended me, but like it's not like I had the audience that I have now where like, like I was basically
Right at dawn.
Right, exactly. Like I was basically talking into the void. So for that to happen when you like are basically by yourself, it was a little scary, but I was like, you know what? Like I'm going to post this on TikTok. I'm not going to let this moment pass and let these assholes like get the best of me, because, it hurts, but like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use whatever they wanted to cause me, and I'm going to put it to something good. And that's why I edited it. I posted it on TikTok, and I remember I texted my friend and I was like, these little insults are going to make me go viral. Like I I was like, you know what? Fuck these guys. Like, this is going to be my moment. I don't know, for some reason, I like feel sometimes when something big is going to happen. It's been proven. It's really weird because like it's been proven like throughout since then to now. Like I always feel like when some big change is going to happen. Just a little side thing there. But
Got the intuition.
yeah, like okay, my witch. But yeah, whatever. I posted it, and I wasn't expecting people to like to see it and then be inspired to stream themselves because of it. Like I thought it was just gonna make people sad because like you see somebody, or I thought I was gonna be the butt of the joke. Honestly, that's what I thought. I thought I was putting myself out there to be embarrassed and everybody to be like, well, like you are fat, so. But honestly, on that video, I think I got like 2 bad comments and all the rest was positive. And I was like, I didn't think there was like this many cool people in the world. Honestly, like, or online. I didn't think that was possible. So that moment like gave me the boost to keep going for a while, Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, there are some like jerks out there in the world, but I feel like a lot of people really don't want to see like harm come to people. So when people see videos like that online, they're like, "Oh no, why would you say that to somebody?" Like, some people just want people to be miserable. So they say stuff that they probably like feel about themselves or want to see you get upset and stuff like that just for their enjoyment. So when people see that online, they're like, no, you're not gonna sit here and say that to her or him or anybody out there. They're like, nah, we're gonna spread positivity and let this person know that F the haters. You're doing great.
Yeah, honestly, I learned that when I was like in customer service because I always saw people just like be complete assholes whenever they had the opportunity. It's like when people get that little bit of power, they're like, yeah, like I'm gonna like if they're hurting, they're gonna take it out on someone else if they can.
Misery
For no
loves
reason.
company.
Yeah. So that's why I don't take those kind of comments like personal anymore because just like whatever the problem is with you. It's not with me.
Exactly. I've learned like very recently that like hate comments are really good for content. I don't know what the like what it is about hate comments and people like seeing people react to their hate comments, but it's really good content. I'm like, okay, that's very interesting.
I think because it starts a conversation, and people want like a space to be able to connect over things. So it makes good content. But I've learned to not like respond on live. I've actually learned that there are whole groups of people are like groups to do hate raids. Like they get fueled off of these things. So they'll like come into someone's stream just to like rage bait them, and if they like really get into it, they'll go back to the group and be like, oh, this person reacts like crazy when like they know where to get that like satisfaction from, so they'll go and they'll target that streamer. And I've noticed that where like I'll respond to someone calling me fat, like a random comment will come in and I'll respond, and then I'll get another one like right after it, and I think it like me reacting to it opens the door for them to want to like to invite him more in. So I'm just at this point, I'm just like, I see it, I ignore it, I block it immediately.
Yes.
Even though I want to say something.
I never understand like having that much energy, having a group dedicated to having that much energy to just go hate on random people.
Yes.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. You have that much energy.
Like, do you not have a job? Do you not have hobbies? What are we doing right now?
Yeah, and have you seen like people? Most celebrities and stuff have snark pages. Like people dedicate their lives to just talking shit about like big streamers or whatever, like anybody honestly that they don't like. That's crazy.
Those people have to be secretly fans of those people.
For sure.
To dedicate your life to hating on somebody, you have to secretly be a fan. Because you're spending hours upon hours watching their stuff, listening to them do stuff. By that time, you're basically a fan. You just don't want to admit it to yourself. It sounds like a book talk recommendation. Enemies to lovers. Sometimes being a content creator can be very interesting. I don't know. It can be good sometimes, but then sometimes it's just like,
I know what you mean. You've been doing this for a long time.
I started off on YouTube, but like streaming, I really started like 2 years ago. Okay. So I never really had any bad experiences. I've had like some raunchy comments. I was like, okay, I'm gonna block you. I've had some slurs, but I just blocked them. But I've never had like a hate raid, knock on wood, or any type of hate train at all. So I hope that continues to happen.
Yeah.
Or people are, I don't know, miserable. So what was like your first introduction to gaming?
I I started gaming again on mobile. I started playing PUBG and I loved it. I got really I would say really good at it.
Okay.
Yeah. But and then so I remember I bought a game. I started looking into like games on Steam because I only had my MacBook, and I bought the game Inside. I don't know if you know that one. It's like a puzzle game, but it's kind of like dark, twisted vibe. And so that was the first game I ever played on stream. yeah, that was the first game I bought to play on stream. It was like $2. It was the cheapest because I'm broke. I'm still broke, but I just
We
wanted
love cheap
something.
games.
Yeah, no, but it was actually a good game. I recommend it if you like puzzle games. And then one of my friends that I met through TikTok was like, "You need to get into Minecraft." So I bought Minecraft.
Hmm.
And then I was addicted
I've
for a
still
while.
never played Minecraft.
What? Really?
I've never played it before.
You would love it. You love cozy games.
I do. I still remember. I'm gonna bring it up. I still remember you killed that cow.
Okay, well.
Was it like the adult cow or the baby cow? I can't remember.
I think it was a baby cow. Sometimes you gotta survive in the wild sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I've never played Minecraft before. I always hear people talk about it. I always watch the little Reddit stories on TikTok where they're playing Minecraft. I'm like, oh, interesting. But never sat down and bought the game and played it myself.
My goodness, you have to. The thing I love about Minecraft is like there's no one right way to play it. Like you could play it just to build stuff. You could play it to learn potions if you want to. You could play it to learn how to build all these machines because there's machines that you can build, and it kind of like that kind of stuff is like stuff that you have to be like Googling while you're building it because there's so many different steps to it. Or you can like try to defeat the Ender Dragon, which is like I've never done it and my brain still can't fully process what that even means. But yeah, like there's so many modes that you can play it. And I like that it's kind of challenging to where every day you're like you kind of have to Google something, be like, how can I find a turtle egg or whatever, and it's always yeah, it's always like a little mission to complete anything.
Okay. Are there any current games that you're playing that you're like, "Ah, I'm absolutely obsessed with this"?
COD was one of them. Or Black Ops. I really like Black Ops. Yeah. I love the fast pacedness of it. I'm liking Until Dawn. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I like that story mode. Yeah.
Yes, choice-based games are the best.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into those. Yeah, I think this year I want to focus more on like story-based game modes or like just games that are not so mainstream media.
When it comes to choice-based games, the Dark Picture anthology games are really good. My favorite, well, what is my favorite one? Because there's so many. House of Ashes is really good. I haven't personally played it, but I've watched people play it. The Devil, it has Ashley Tisdale in it. She's one of the playable characters, so I think you would like it. It's not a Dark Pictures anthology game, but The Quarry. I think when it comes to like choice-based games, I really, really love The Quarry. It has a good storyline. Brenda Song is in that one. So I'm like, yes.
And Brenda Song? Which one is Zach and Cody in?
They haven't joined yet, so maybe one day it'll be a sweet life. But also, if you like Life is Strange is really good.
Oh, I downloaded it.
Yeah, you should try.
I gotta do that one.
Play it on streams. And I don't know, there's a lot of good choice-based games. I think one is coming out not too like in the near future, so be on the lookout for that one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's supposed to take place in space.
Ooh.
So a space horror game.
Things.
Yes. I'm excited for that one.
Is there a way that you like keep up with what games are coming out?
I see them on TikTok, and then depending on like if it's like a company that I like, I'll follow the company on Instagram to know like when stuff is coming out.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes I'll see YouTube recommendations of like games. Like I love simulation games. So there's a simulation game called Enzoy that's coming out that's been in the works for a long time. So I've been keeping tabs on that. Um, and then if it's like something that I've played in my childhood that they're like remastering or doing anything with that, it pops up. Like there's a game called Dynasty Warriors that I love because I love hack and slash games, and it's getting a kind of like a reboot, and it's coming out in like 2 days, and I haven't bought it yet because it's $70, but
Oh.
I did play the demo, and it's
Yeah.
so it's
You should
definitely on the
message
wish list.
them and be like, "Hey, I'm a streamer. If you want to like send me a
Slide me
code."
slide me the code.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's typically how I find out about like releases.
Okay.
So
That's what I need to get on top of that. Cuz I want to focus more on, or at least even smaller indie like developers on what's
or
coming out this year.
if you have anybody in your community that likes indie games, they can like post about it. I think if you join certain like companies' discords, you can get like updates in your Discord about like new upcoming games and stuff that's coming out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or
That's so smart.
just like websites that talk about like new releases as well. Like I think it's IGN. I think that's what it's called.
I need to add more stuff like that to my Discord. I feel like my Discord is so dead. And it's my fault because I have not been active in there for a while. It's
I
hard.
feel you. I mine mine is just like tumbleweeds.
It's
Like,
hard. That's like a
gosh.
third job trying to, keep that alive.
I think it's hard because I'm not used to like talking all the time. So I guess I can't expect other people to talk when I'm not like being as engaging, which is a struggle in and of itself. And yet I started a podcast. And it's okay. It's okay. This is actually really fun.
Me. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You never know. You're learning, you're creating, like it's amazing.
Were there any creators when you first started streaming that you kind of like looked up to or got any inspiration from?
Yeah. There's a streamer, her name is Sweets. And she does streaming full time. And I remember like I met her because she commented on on the same video you did actually. And then she started coming into my streams, and she was very kind and even spoke to me about streaming, which like and gave me advice, which honestly I feel like helped shape who I became as a streamer, because I didn't really know, what I was doing. And I didn't know how to sustain it, but I knew that when that happened, I needed to like seize the moment and put like do a lot of extra hard work. So I started studying like bigger streamers like Sweets and what they did to like keep the crowd around, what people liked. Who else did I watch? I didn't really watch any of the bigger streamers. I mostly stuck to streamers within like the 50,000 range, or smaller, and streamers like our size. Yeah, besides Sweets was at the time was a Fortnite streamer who did like customs. She helped me because I asked her if she like could have a conversation with me so that I could like pick her brain a little bit about streaming. And she gave me advice that really like helped shape everything for me. And it worked, and it helped me sustain people, and like and so yeah, I really looked up to her, and I think I tried to emulate that, and like with whatever growth I had, and like trying to help people coming up as well. Um, yeah, I didn't really watch too many streamers because I didn't know like
Where to start?
yeah, I didn't know where to start.
I
Yeah.
think I think it's really good that like bigger streamers give set aside time to like help up becoming streamers, even if
Hmm.
they don't know them, just like giving out advice. But I feel like in this sort of like industry, it's good to like help each other out, because you never know when you're gonna need help from somebody. So you gotta spread that good karma around. Even if it's like a question you've answered before, like, oh, how do I download OBS? What do I do for this? What do I do for that? Sometimes people just need like that little boost of confidence to just like get started. And
Yeah,
sometimes people
people
aren't
get
tech savvy.
frozen. Yeah, people get frozen from like the first step. They're
Mm-hmm.
like I've gotten messages from people where they're asking me like the very core of things, like what do I download to live stream, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think yeah, it is scary to even start things, and you get like paralyzed because you're like there's all these options, and like what do I do to make myself look good and like stand out from everybody, and then you freak out because you're like what if nobody shows up, and then you never do it. But like I think I think that's the part have enjoyed the most is like the growing pains of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um and like doing things and not doing it to like perfection, but just creating and putting it out there, seeing what works. Because that waiting till you have like the perfect thing and like you're fully ready, you're never gonna be fully ready because you didn't put in like,
Right.
the practice to it. And I grew up like being afraid of taking risks and
Mm-hmm.
failing, and so I never really accomplished anything. But until I like started becoming open to failing is when I started actually seeing things moving and growing.
For sure. If you always wait until, like you said, if you always wait until the perfect moment, it's never going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You could have the best setup in the world, but if you haven't prepared yourself, like, even just like recording yourself, getting used to being on camera, or just getting used to hearing your voice, if you haven't done those steps, then once you have that perfect setup and you hit go live, you're just going to be like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
you it's
Exactly.
it's just like playing sports or any like hobby. Like you have to practice to be perfect at it.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
Yes.
speaking of growing pains, I want to pick your brain on what are some of the highs and lows that you have experienced while being a streamer slash content creator.
The highs and lows. Um, I think my personal lows were definitely my lowest lows with streaming because I noticed like after a while of me kind of not being consistent with things, how different um or how much community members I would lose
Mm-hmm.
because not even because of like I never took it personally from people, but it's just the way our brains work. Like we're always looking for something new and another form of entertainment. So like that has been the hardest part for me with streaming is like trying to maintain the balance of like taking care of myself, but also like constantly being like I gotta keep showing up. I gotta stream, push through whatever I'm going through and just stream and like then sometimes end up burning myself out.
And
So
yes, I can totally relate to burnout.
yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
people don't understand like there's life outside of just like the camera. I think some people like forget that the streamers or content creators are like actual people. They're not robots. And life be life in sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but I also understand them wanting somebody to be consistent. But sometimes I'm just like, have a little bit of patience.
Yeah.
Because they always come back. What would you say is a high of yours?
A high, I think, just accomplishing what I set my mind to do is a big thing, and like such a confidence booster that I've never had before. And because I like to set goals that are kind of more attainable so that I have more of those moments of like, oh my gosh, I'm actually like accomplishing something, you know? Um, there just hasn't been much in my life where I've been passionate enough about to like really stick to it and see longevity in it. So to finally find something that like brings that out in me and I'm like excited to do, and then to see it actually flourish, um, that's that's the highest of highs for me for sure.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't know, maybe it's because like people are extremely more creative when like people do like regular jobs or regular 9 to 5s. It kind of like drains them, but when it comes to like creating something, doing art of any sort, they're kind of like, this is my passion right here. So I always love hearing about people just finding something that they've like latched onto and like they feel like, yes, I really want to do this.
Yeah, I feel like we get so lost. I mean, rightfully so, because like we're trying to survive in this world, and so we're gonna like do what we can, and that means working a 9 to 5 that we hate, and then like not having energy for anything else. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it's really special when people find something like that gives them excitement outside of their normal job. Because, like, so many people just spend their entire lives working, saving up for, like, you know, when they can enjoy it in their old age. And then, like, their entire life went by and there wasn't many moments where they, like, could dedicate time to themselves. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish for myself. I would love to be able to get out of the 9 to 5 usual job and, like, be able to sustain myself and also like make a salary where I could actually help family members and people and have the freedom of time and making my own schedule. Like that's not something I'm used to, because I've grown up like, you know, seeing family members sacrifice everything and their time and time with their kids so they can make $7, you know, and just get by for their entire lives. So I feel like for us to have all these super cool opportunities and like, you know, so many more people having the chance to get financial freedom outside of like a corporate job or whatever, like that's so cool. I think we all deserve it.
Have you felt like it's really hard to like balance being a creator as well as like having a full-time job?
Not for me. Not for me personally, because my job is really easy. So I have that luxury of like, it doesn't really take up my physical energy or my mental energy because I'm not really socializing with people. So I, you know, I can like come home and still have the energy to do the stuff for myself. I think just in general, my struggle is that I barely have energy for anything. So like,
I feel you.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up today still sleepy.
Really? Yeah.
I'm like, I could go back to sleep and take a nap.
Dude, I think I'm anemic.
I've been eating ice, so I don't know. It's freezing outside, and I'm like,
we're tired all the time. That's
like,
why we're tired.
I have a bag of ice in my freezer right now. You said that, I'm like, I do have some ice right now. I got ice cream too.
Shit.
Look at me right now. I have on a full fleece poncho. What? Okay. You know what? Maybe I do need to see a doctor.
Maybe. Like,
But
why
let's
not
just
chew on ice for 30 minutes? Like,
oh, why was this ice buzzing? Like, I should go to Wawa.
ooh, Wawa does have good ice.
I love my favorite ice is crushed ice.
Oh
Like
yeah,
hands down.
mm-hmm.
I hate cubed ice, like the little. It's like the word. It's boring.
Why is that
Put some
even
pizzazz in
allowed?
there.
That's so
Right.
dumb. Who's gonna chew on those thick ass?
Oh my god, the
cubes?
one, the logs one too.
Oh, I hate those.
I was like, now you want me to have put an extra effort to chew the ice? No,
Yeah.
leave me alone. I hate it. Oh my gosh,
That's so bad.
this is the life that we lead. I feel like after this interview, I'm definitely gonna eat the ice though.
For sure, me too. I'm thinking about ice right now. I got a frozen Coke in the freezer just for me.
Mixing it with a drink. It's the best. Oh my
The
goodness.
best, the slushy. It's a little slushy
Yes.
right there.
And then there's some people that are like, why are you drinking a soda with ice? It's already cold. That's not the point. That's not the point. It's the mix. It's the combination of the flavors being brought together. They don't understand.
Exactly. They don't get it.
They don't understand. They're not fabulous enough. Oh my god. Not us talking about ice for 10 minutes. This is makes for great content.
Our anemics out there will love this conversation. They'll get it. They'll get it.
My people.
Yeah.
So I do want to briefly touch on like Fortnite because it is a big part of your content creation. So how did you get into streaming on with Fortnite, and how has it changed your overall content?
Oof. Well, my entire content has become Fortnite, basically. I started focusing on that because I realized that brought me the most numbers. But honestly, I fell in love with it too. Like I'm addicted to Fortnite, and at this point, it's more of a want to be so good at the game that I'm like a professional, and my aim is like, who is she? Like, she's amazing. You know, but I started playing Fortnite on mobile first, and I love the graphics of it. I mean, even on my phone, it was awful compared to what I have now, but it's so colorful, so vibrant, so many cool gadgets, and I love the fact that it's constantly updating and different changes, different modes. That honestly, I think is what has kept me with the game for so long. Because even though I love certain games, like they don't update that often. There's not that many changes, so it loses my attention really easily. So I think Fortnite is kind of genius in doing that and constantly updating and constantly switching things out. Even though it does piss people off, but I love the game, and I think it's given like people the opportunity to create community, because like now you see so many adults like they end their night playing Fortnite with their friends, and I love the game. My goal or dream is to like work with them in some way at some point.
Have your own skin.
Maybe.
Yeah. When I first found out about Fortnite, I don't remember when it was, but I downloaded it and I was like, oh, I'll try it out. And I'm like, all right, I'll start playing. They put me in a squad of random people that I didn't know. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And I hear a little kid cursing at me and I'm like, nope, closing this game out. I'm not about to do this. I'm like, I just got here. Why is this 8-year-old cursing at me? I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm not playing this anymore. But then
The
when I
agent
started,
was like, "Rinse me right now."
I was like, I said, I'll be damned if I let a child curse me out. And I uninstalled it.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
That's,
You gave up.
I'm like, nope, this isn't the game for me.
How did you load in with randoms? Like,
I don't know. I think
that's
like
crazy.
when you first start the game, they kind of just do that for you. I didn't really read anything that was going on. I just pressed ready and they readied me up, and I don't even know why like my audio and stuff was on. I was like, don't like this. That's
that's a horrible first experience.
Yeah.
Like,
so
oh my, I barely play with randoms like that. That's
I don't ever want to play with random.
Yeah.
It was weird. But then I started seeing some of my streamer friends playing it. I'm like, maybe Fortnite isn't as bad as I thought. I still have horrible aim, but
I know I loved your fun. Fortnite era when you were playing it a lot like a year ago.
I'm just like it's kind of like Dead by Daylight, where if I stop playing it for a while, I'm just trash at it.
Yeah.
So, and then when I want to play it, it's updating. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not meant for me to play. So I haven't played it in a while. I think the last time I played it was in November.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Fortnite updates like every 3 weeks. So every time you're gonna log on, you probably expect an update because they just had one today. Actually, they're doing Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like the main board map.
I think it's kind of like Doom. Did you play the Doom season? Where there was this character named Doom where he would randomly spawn in some games, and then everybody had the opportunity to kill him and become him, and he was like super powerful, so you could wipe out like the whole lobby. But it was very random when it would happen, and very scarce, so people would go crazy and try to get him. But the same thing, they're doing the same thing with Godzilla, where he'll spawn. I don't know if it's every game or if it's random, but he'll spawn and then you can kill him and then become him.
I'm trying to figure out how that would work, because Godzilla has really tiny little T-Rex arms, and I'm trying to imagine him holding a gun.
Don't some Godzillas have like laser? Like,
I guess.
I think that's probably what they'll do.
Interesting.
Because Doom didn't hold guns. He had like different powers and shit.
Okay, I guess that works. But then it also running. How is that? Running. How is that gonna work?
Right, with those legs. Maybe that'll be one of his modes, like stomping people.
And they're gonna give Godzilla roller skates. I mean, they already had people with chainsaws. I remember seeing that. The chainsaws was crazy.
Oh, I love the chainsaws. The chainsaws are so fun.
I would be terrified if I saw.
Yeah.
What is this?
Did you not play during the Halloween Fortnitemares or whatever? Oh my gosh, it was so fun. You could like ride the chainsaws and then just like jump people, and so exciting.
I think I would be terrified. I was like, wait, is that a car? No. It's a pretty girl. A pretty girl with a chainsaw. My goodness. But getting back into some more of your content creation journey, have you ever had days where you felt like this career wasn't for you? And then how did you get over like those thoughts and that hump?
Oh my god, yeah. I still kind of think that sometimes, because I'm not like a very social person. And I'm also not very I'm not a very open. Okay, it's open in the way where like I give a lot of energy and time to people. Like I'm very selective with who I spend my time with because I barely have energy and like so like and socializing is so taxing in the way where like it's not just having a conversation with someone, like you have to think about the words that you're saying, the way you're saying it, the way you're presenting yourself, and then you like think about that conversation for like 2 days because you're like, did I say the wrong thing, did they interpret it? And that's like I that's like something that's out of my control because that's just the way my brain works right now. I don't know, you know I don't know if there's a way to stop that, but um it's hard for me. Streaming kind of is that social aspect because you're making, you have to come on and like have a really bright personality to maintain like people's attention and like be friendly and have conversations with people and like try to keep the conversation going. And it was easier when I was just kind of talking to no one because I didn't really have to like take in consideration that I'm being perceived by like all these people. But and then there's also days where like I'm feeling more on the short end with my energy and like, you know, whatever you put out there, people like everyone perceives differently, or like, people get different energy from you on different days. So it's just like the pressure of like live streaming and being in the moment with people, that weighs on me really heavily. So I've started to think like, what if I'm ready to switch over to like long form content? So it's not that like one-on-one with people, and I can just kind of entertain and not have to like connect as much. Even though I do love and enjoy that aspect, it's not like sustainable for me, I think. Which is why I had like a little breakdown on stream the other day because I've kind of been slowly realizing that I don't know how long I can live or how long I can maintain streaming, even though I love it so much and I want to keep going. I just I'm weighing the fact that it does carry a lot of weight for me for that reason. So yeah, I think I'm just like trying to find the balance of streaming and then also dedicating energy to like editing and posting myself on other platforms and like spending more time planning than I am actually on live. Because when I get in the groove of things, like I'll stream for like 6 days in a row and then I have no time to dedicate to other things. And yeah, so just trying to find the balance of like that, I think is how I'm gonna get over this hump of feeling like maybe this isn't for me,
I understand a lot because it kind of feels like streaming. It's kind of like you're putting on like a performance constantly. You always have to be on go. And sometimes, especially for like introverts, it can be very taxing on your mental because you feel like, oh, am I doing this right? Oh, are people enjoying this? And sometimes you feel like you don't have enough time for yourself, enough personal time for yourself. And then you stop for like however many days and it kind of just feels like, do I even really want to go back to doing that? So I can understand wanting to do more long form content because it's kind of like you can cut out the awkward parts and you can feel however you want to feel. Like if you want to do vlogs or even like just gaming off live and like just making like a gaming channel is, I feel like, is probably a lot easier for some people because you can like start the game, do like 30-ish minutes of it and then stop it and edit it and all that good stuff. But like constantly being on live, I don't know how some people do lives like for every day for 10 plus hours, I'm like, I get drained after 3 hours. So I'm always in shock and awe when people do it.
Me
But
too. I don't know how they do. I see some streamers on TikTok that stream like 8 hours a day, every single day, and they're committed. And I'm
like,
like,
my
dang,
back would start hurting.
yeah, yeah.
No butt breaks, no nothing. I'm
No
like,
butt breaks.
God. Like, how is your butt not tired?
And your head.
Right. The lights? Oh my
Mm.
goodness. The lights probably has to be like the worst part cuz after a while certain lights start making my head hurt.
Hmm.
So like I have like a box light that I have to turn away from me cuz if it's like directly on me I'm like, "Oh."
Oh yeah.
But yeah, these
Yeah, it gets hot.
streamers, it's so hot in here. It was just cold. Oh my God. But I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I commend the people that can do it,
Mhm.
but I definitely can understand you wanting to do more long form content for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier.
Yeah, I think now that I have gotten used to just like yapping, I want to dive more into that and see how, how it works out for me, how people take it. I don't know.
What do you like? What are some type of videos that you would like to make?
I want to do kind of like funny tutorials, like
Oh,
teaching how to play Fortnite, but like from a newbie that's horrible at the game. Um, I want to do more vlogs for sure.
yes.
Yeah. And I kind of want to like track the my progress in Fortnite of like getting better aim and you know, getting
Because you're
to a
using
point where
keyboard and mouse, right?
yeah.
I commend you. I can't do it. I'd definitely get a hand cramp.
Yeah. Well, I feel that way with a controller. I don't get the same
Oh,
pain that I got cuz I don't know why, but like these can't handle much for very long. Yeah. So
okay.
being like this
Mm-hmm.
for me was more painful than keyboard and mouse for some reason. I don't know
Oh,
why.
okay.
Hmm.
Understandable. Has streaming changed your life in any ways, either professionally or personally?
Yeah, for sure. Um, it's definitely given me like a second wind at life. And like excited for the future because now I'm like, oh my God, like what could happen, you know? I never really believed that anything I would do would actually like even though I'm not like a big streamer, but like even just like little like seeds actually being coming to life, like those little accomplishments mean so much to me and have built a confidence in me where now I'm like, let's keep going. Like what could the world feels like my oyster now or all of my oysters. Um, but yeah, that way I feel like it's brought a lot of great friendships into my life and introduced me to so many cool people. And definitely challenged me socially. I'm still very awkward, and but at least I have more connections now, and like um, it's so cool. The streaming community is so cool. Like everybody, majority of people are very you know, kind of welcoming and creating like really cool communities where you can just like if you're having a hard day, just stop in and spend time and have fun with these people and um like I didn't realize that gaming would bring this whole new like social aspect to my life for me. So that was really fun and exciting.
I understand that completely. Sometimes I have these moments in my life where I'm like, I really want to make friends. and put myself out there. And then other times I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I definitely feel like streaming, you kind of have to do that. Like if you want to, well, I guess some people don't have to, but like if you want to like grow and make connections, you kind of have to put yourself out there and make those connections, talk to people, even though it might seem a little scary at first. Sometimes you just got to do it. Especially in the beginning where you're just like, I think it's just adults in general have a hard time like making friends. So you add that to the fact that like you're trying to be a gamer online and it's kind of like hard. But once you find those people that like welcome you with open arms, it's like, oh, my family in the club. My Shayla. Like, I love this club.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I've never had that like instant access with people where you could be like, hey, do you want to hang out? And we're like, yeah, let's get on the game. And it's like even with my friends in real life, you know, we have to plan out like weeks in advance when we're gonna see each other, and then it's like if it even happens. So yeah, that in a time where like I barely like leaving my house and like don't have too many IRL friends was a really cool thing to stumble upon.
Okay, so outside of gaming, do you have any hobbies that you like to partake in?
Outside of gaming, I like making like graphics,
Ooh.
like posters and stuff for fun. And just a lot of
Graphic
TV.
designer.
I tried to be, and then I dropped out of school again. But we're not going to talk about that. But it's fun. It's cool, you know. Just it's to create stuff, even if it doesn't. Just create stuff. The problem is that like I'm the kind of creative where I have to kind of like, I can't create something out of nothing. I don't know if your brain works like that, where you could like be like, ooh, I want like a fairy vision land, and you could picture it in your brain. I have to like see a picture of fairy vision land, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it my own now, and then I'll like create something from that, you know.
I'm kind of the opposite. I can envision it, but I don't know how to make it look like anything. So in my brain, it's like beautiful metropolis. Mwah. When I try to draw anything, stick figures. Like, I don't know how to get my brain, just take it out of my brain and then put it on paper. It's a struggle.
Not a gift we were given, unfortunately.
You're like, why? Okay, so you like graphic designing. Anything else?
Just a whole lot of TV. I love movies. I love a good movie. I love finding new movies. That's one thing I'm gonna miss about TikTok. It's constantly giving me new movies to watch.
Any new binge-worthy shows that you're watching?
New binge-worthy
or old binge-worthy?
My favorite show ever is a show called Sharp Objects. I love talking about this show. Have you seen that?
No, I don't know what that is. Elaborate.
It's a murder mystery show.
Oh.
And it basically it's a one season series, and it follows this woman that she was raised in this small town, and she's a reporter, so she has to go back to this small town to cover a story about some murders that were happening, and just a bunch of things get uncovered. And it's kind of those psychological thrillers where there's like a lot of hints towards who the murderer is, and you kind of can figure out who it is throughout the way. I love shows like that or movies like that where you have to kind of put the puzzle pieces together. And then at the end it's like, oh my gosh, plot twist.
Okay. I like to dabble in some murder mystery, but I usually do it in the way of like watching a YouTuber. I think you might
Oh,
know her, Bailey Sarian.
yes,
I
yes,
love I
definitely
love me a
watched her.
murder mystery and makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So fun. I used to listen to
mhm.
those all the time when I worked at Amazon. I would just,
They're so addictive. I'm like,
mhm.
oh, there was one where a woman was poisoning her husband with antifreeze.
Oh,
And then her daughter was like catching on to it, I think. And she tried to poison her daughter with antifreeze. Like she would make them drinks, like
uh-huh.
alcoholic beverages. And then she put like a little bit in there to like make them sick. Yeah.
Oh
But the
my
daughter
god.
survived. And that's how she got caught.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. I was like, whoa, that's
That's
scary.
so twisted that your
Mm-hmm.
mom would do that. Um, did you ever hear of the Lululemon murders?
No, wait, why are we, whoa, what is that?
You never heard of the Lululemon murders? Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, you'll hear about
Teach me
it
about
then.
it.
I've been wanting to do a segment of it on stream because that story had me in like never wanting to trust anyone ever
Am I
again.
am I hearing chismosa?
Maybe
A little chisme?
Uh-huh.
That's my favorite thing. Like,
Yes.
oh, let me get my popcorn. I'm ready. Oh my goodness. How important is it to you um to foster a positive environment for your chat and your community?
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's number one for me. For my community members and for myself. Because I think if,
Mhm.
if I have to spend hours, sorry, that sounds like rude. I'm saying if I'm going to spend hours with this
Mhm.
community, I want it to be a community that kind of matches the energy that I'm trying to put out. So if
Mhm.
there's people who kind of don't fit that vibe, I'm not too shy to
Give them the
block.
boot.
Yes, exactly. But with reason, like, like if, because you've been in my community, we're very much like, it's just a game, it's not that serious. And then there are people who take it very, very seriously and will take it out on others. And, that affects everyone. And then I've had moments where, like, now the entire chat is like bothered by this person and you never know who you're going to lose because of one bad apple. So I'm not too afraid of trying to foster and the community that I think would be best for all of us, or well, just what I'm trying to create. um and yeah, I also want a community that um values like social justice and values
Mhm.
talking about those kinds of things, which is why, like, even though I'm not the most eloquent at speaking or the most knowledgeable in topics, I try to bring light to things, um and like spark up a conversation, even though I don't feel the most confident in talking about a lot of like political things and stuff. I still think it's important to at least like acknowledge that it's happening and what we're facing. Um, and yeah, I want to be able to create a community that cares about that too. And
And
and or
I
and
love
at
that
least
you do that.
like, yeah, or at least motivate people to like talk about those things. Hmm.
Yeah, or maybe even like do their own research on stuff or certain topics because
Yeah.
sometimes people won't know about certain topics until like somebody that they constantly are in contact with, like streamers or content creators, like brings it up and talks about it. So it's good that you do that because
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people are not that informed on things.
things will happen and it just gets swept under the rug until somebody starts talking about it.
Yeah, and
Like,
people are desensitized and they'll hear all this news and they'll just like let it pass by when we shouldn't be letting certain things pass by. Like we should be acknowledging that these things are happening and they're a problem and happening continuously, you know, whatever it may be.
Which is why I need them to save TikTok, because how am I going to
Mm,
know when anything's going on?
right. When are we going to be connected like that again? Like, never.
Right. Ugh, please save TikTok. I need to doom scroll.
You need to doom scroll too. I need to know all the tea
Right.
immediately.
Right now. What would you say is like some good advice that you would give somebody who wants to start streaming today?
Um, I would say like just start where you can, use what you have, learn from other streamers, study, um, don't be afraid for things to look ugly and while you're like growing and learning, and to be adaptable because things are trends are constantly changing, like social media is constantly evolving, people's likes dislikes are constantly changing, so like if you're streaming or starting streaming and you're noticing that nothing is changing, you got to keep changing, and whatever's not working, change it, and you'll start to see um growth there. Yeah, just don't let yourself get complacent and like hitting go live and expecting people to show up. What makes you stand out from thousands of other streamers? I think that's the most important thing to ask yourself when you're gonna go live.
I love that you said be adaptable. I don't think a lot of people think about that when it comes to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
It you so when you said that, I was like, you know what? Yes, you do need to be adaptable. Because some people, they'll just stay on one platform and not think about, like, oh, maybe I need to be on YouTube, maybe I need to be on Twitch, or maybe I need to be on TikTok, Instagram. Maybe they'll just stay on Twitch and not and think that that's how people are gonna find them. But it's been a proven fact that like you need to be on all these other social medias in order to gain an audience. So being adaptable is top tier. To that, I also say, don't be afraid of like getting criticism, because sometimes constructive criticism is something that you need in order to, again, be adaptable to change. And F the haters also, because you are gonna have haters. People do hate raids for fun, so you got to be able to. Maybe that's one thing. Like, learn how to mod for yourself. I don't think a lot of people talk about that in the beginning. Like, learn how to mod for yourself, because you need to learn how to block the people, how to ban people, all that stuff, how to turn on safety mode if you're on Twitch. Um, Sometimes you might need to have a second account in order to mod for yourself, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, don't be afraid.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to own your space. Like we said,
Mm-hmm.
like if there's people that you're just not comfortable having in your space, like that's exactly what it is. It's your space, you created it. Like you have all the power and you shouldn't feel uncomfortable in your own, community or allow anyone to have that power when, the whole point was to create some like a place where you could come and be yourself and others could be themselves too. And I think when you're smaller you value like those few viewers that you may have, but it's gonna affect you in the long run when you like ignore your instinct, your gut instinct. it'll
Because
it'll pay off later, trust.
because if you give somebody an inch, they will take a mile and think that they own and run over you.
Mhm.
So I definitely agree. So, what goals do you have for this year that you want to accomplish?
I want, I think I just want to be a more dedicated content creator. I don't want to put maybe so many number goals on myself. I want to focus on being more intentional about my content and more planned, which is what I've always wanted. Like I've always wanted like a podcast type feel stream rather than only gaming, which is what I've been doing for like months now. And I think it's why I've been burnt out because I don't like sit down and plan the streams that I want to plan. Because I want to do like true crime stuff and like chisme stuff and branch out to all these fun things, but those things take time and research. And so I just want to be more dedicated to putting more effort into my content this year. And yeah, hopefully that will lead to bigger numbers and more people resonating with my content.
People love true crime, so if you start doing that, you were best believe people are going to be like, yes, somebody's finally talking about this. Because especially the femme presenting people, I don't know what it is about us. We love true crime.
I know.
I think it concerns some people.
Yeah.
I always see like people talking about like their significant others watching Snapped and how concerned they are. Like, are they gonna do this to me?
Right. Oh man, that's why I can't really like hang out with men too much. I'm so selective with the men I hang out with because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You all scare me. Like you just never know.
You're always on like, do I need to pull out my taser? I'm not afraid to, you know, tase somebody. Don't play around with me.
Even when I would date men, like back in the day when I would date men, I wouldn't date a man that I couldn't like fight.
Oh,
because like not that I would fight my boyfriends, but like you know, like in the case scenario where something were to happen and I have to like defend myself. It had to be one scrawny ass guy.
You just fling him around.
Yeah.
And don't play with me. You'll end up in a trash can.
I'm dead.
Rolling down a hill. My goodness, that's not funny, but it is. It's like, ah! Oh my goodness. It's okay. All right, last but not least, please let us know any upcoming projects that you have in store and let us know where everyone can follow you on the socials.
Okay. I am MarsFartz, M-A-S. Nope, that's not it. I am MarsFartz on all platforms, MarsFartz. And upcoming projects, I'm just going to be focusing on Twitch and YouTube this year. So if you want to see some fun vlogs, fun gaming content from the perspective of a newbie, a lot of variety, because we love variety over here. We love talking chisme one day. We love doing cooking shows the next. You never know what you're going to expect. So yeah, if you want to see some fun projects, come find me on those platforms.
All right. Do you have any closing thoughts? I feel like this is a court case. Do you have any closing arguments?
Yes. Be gay.
Period.
Yeah.
Slay.
Be gay, do good things, and chase your dreams.
I love that. If you guys can't see, we're clicking our fingers together.
Yes.
Period. Mars, thank you so much for being on my show. It has been a pleasure. This has been absolutely hilarious, but also very insightful. I knew this was going to be so much fun, so I'm so happy that you agreed to be on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a blast. And before we end, I like to end every show with a good GG. So GG's to you.
GG's to you.
And I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.